because we have a beautiful young lady coming to us from London. Her name is Nana Crawford. She is a dancer. She's a mom. She is, I mean, absolutely beautiful. And I am so honored that you agreed to come on Sisters Alicia today so we can talk about some things. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about body movement. We're going to talk
Yes.
about body positivity.
Yes.
So, Nana Crawford, tell me a little bit, give us a quick background about yourself. Who is Nana Crawford?
Who am I? There are so many layers to me, so many layers. First and foremost, I am me, myself, and I. And on top of that, I am a mum to two beautiful children. I have a boy and a girl. And I am a wife to an incredibly supportive husband. When I say incredibly supportive, the incredibly is capitals.
Yeah.
Like none of this that I have now would be happening if he hadn't have been really supportive and really kind of pushing me from behind to be like, no, this is your time. Like this is time for you to shine. Um, I also work part-time as a social media manager for a charity. But then when I'm not doing all of that stuff, I'm over here teaching dance classes to lots and lots of incredibly energetic, beautiful women and men sometimes as well. And my whole ethos is just to really enjoy movement, enjoy moving your body, and to feel proud moving your body. So I'm kind of wearing like so many different shaped hats, but they all fit my head. And that's the
Yeah.
most important part.
Yeah. I love that. And you know what? We're gonna circle back to your husband
Oh, yeah.
because when I saw your page originally, and then a few weeks later, I saw your husband's page. Now he showcases you oh so beautifully. And I thought that was the sweetest thing. I was like, see now, she really doesn't, you put yourself out there, but he really kind of put the icing on the cake of who you are and how graceful and how beautiful you are, and just to see it from his lens.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm I'm really, really lucky, but I'm also really thankful for the partnership that we have because we've been together for a long time. We actually met when we were 17 and we're both now 37. So we have been together for a long time. We've been married 11 years.
I love it.
So we have seen each other grow and we've grown together, but we've also grown as individuals as well. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the most important part of it because when you're in a relationship, it's very easy to get lost in that relationship, right? To think,
Mm-hmm.
right, this is now my new identity.
Yeah.
And when it came to like 2020, I'd had both my kids, and there was a moment for me where I was sitting back and I was looking at my life, and I was very thankful for my life, but there was something not quite right or not quite there. And I was thinking, similar to what I was saying earlier, I had these hats. I had the wife hat, and I had the mum hat, and I had my friends and my family. But then I was thinking, if you take all of that away, who am I? What is it that I have to offer, not just to other people, but to myself? What do I
Mm-hmm.
have to offer when I look in the mirror? And I didn't know. I didn't know. And I I remember sitting down with my husband, just being like, I think I really need to get back into dancing because I remember how happy it made me. And I think I just need to do it. But it means that, I'm going to have to maybe scale back a bit from being able to take the kids to, their classes and stuff. And you might need to pick up some of this. And he just went, well, whatever you need, I'll just do it. And I was just kind of, and I've been playing that conversation in my head so many times, thinking that, he was going to say no, or he was going to be like, oh, but, you're a mum first and all that kind of stuff. But he didn't, he just went, okay, what do you need? And
I
I was
love
like, okay, okay, when you're someone just takes you by surprise. And what I needed was time, and he gave me time. He
it.
gave
Mm-hmm.
me time. He gave me encouragement, and he's seen my entire journey. And like my dance journey started right here in this kitchen,
Yeah.
right in this space behind me. And it's gone further than I could ever have imagined. But every time I talk about it, he's like, I knew it could go this far.
Yeah.
because you work really hard. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. Because, okay. So let's get to you in your kitchen. So I'm scrolling one night and I saw you doing your dance moves and so as I went on into the rabbit hole of Nana Crawford,
Yeah.
I noticed that you not only are inspiring women to move and dance, but body positivity, you're affirming, you're helping women to kind of like get out of our shell, to kind of
Yeah.
say it is okay to move. And you're kind of taking those misconceptions of the being over sexual and things like that. You're like, no, it's not even like that. It's
No.
it's so much deeper than that. So walk us through that journey. Walk us through about how this helps twerking and samba and
Yeah.
all things.
So I think what's been a really important part of my journey is that, and the reason why the kitchen is so important is because a lot of it has started at home. And when I've been at home, my kids have been around, my husband has been around, so all the movements that I'm doing, my kids are joining in, they're dancing with me. My son was, twerking along with me. And at no point was I ever trying to cast an opinion or anything on him to say, this movement is sexual or this, because we're dancing, we're being free, we're moving our bodies, we're enjoying our bodies, and we're not judging ourselves in that time. And that's such an important aspect for me, because when I think about dance, I will literally go back to the kitchen and think about how much fun I was having just moving, and my kids were just moving around me. And that's such an important aspect that I've taken forward with my dance journey, because I want people to realize that, one, it's okay to move your bum. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's completely okay to move your bum how you want to move your bum, right? And it's also okay that when you move, parts of your body might keep moving when you stop. Like, that is also okay and it's
Yeah.
acceptable. But as part of that journey, it's taken me a while to even be able to say this now really confidently and even believe it myself, because I was so in that mentality of, you see all those the media of, the gym bodies, and, make sure that everything is tight and toned. And there were so many things that I saw when I had my kids, which was like, you need to get back to your pre-body baby, your pre-baby body, whatever it was. And, and when I think back to it, my body before I had my kids was not nowhere near as capable, as fit, as strong, as
Yeah.
powerful as it is now.
Yeah.
So no, I don't want my pre-baby body at all,
No.
Like, I'm proud of my pre-baby body because it allowed me to have my kids. But the body
Yes.
that I have now has carried me even further, and it's made me stronger and fitter, and I've challenged myself. And that's something that I really want people to understand, that with
Mm-hmm.
movement, you can learn so much more about yourself. You can learn how to control your emotions, because you
Mm-hmm.
can literally let your emotions come through your body and you can shake them out, or you can
Mm-hmm.
shake in celebration. And
Yes.
something that I sometimes say in my classes is, please let your body jiggle, because don't try and stop it from jiggling. Just think of it. If you have one of those kind of mindsets where you think, oh, I don't know if I want my body to be shaking so much, or if my belly's shaking so much, or, I don't know if that's right. Think of it as your body saying to you, I like this. I love this. I want us to do more of this.
Yeah.
Think of it as, that same feeling that you get when you laugh at something, that
Yeah.
joy. Think of it as your body expressing that joy, and just embrace that jiggle. And that's what I think has really come through, especially from learning at home and being around my kids. Like, now my son loves dancing. My daughter will dance when she wants to, because she's at that age now where she's trying to figure out how cool she is. So, when she wants to, she'll dance. But for them, they see my dancing as just an expression, and they just see how happy it makes me. They're not
Yeah.
out there looking at me thinking, what's mummy wearing? What's mummy doing with this move? What's mummy? They just think, mummy's dancing, and she can chase us in the playground because she's much fitter now.
Yeah.
That's what they're thinking. And
Yeah.
that is the greatest thing that's come out of this for me.
Yeah. Because, during the holidays, where everyone's in the kitchen, it's a bunch of us, we can turn on some music and it's a good time. The energy's high.
Yeah.
We're just, doing our thing.
Yeah.
And it creates beautiful moments. And I just love that. I absolutely love it. And it's a joy to see. It's a joy to see. So, with that being said, so are you trained? Are you just, did someone train you to do the samba and to twerk, or are you just naturally
so
a dancer?
I've always loved dance. My parents have always instilled music. There was always music in our house. No matter where you go, there was always music. So I would say that I've always grown up around music and dancing and just that kind of freedom of joy and movement. But the samba has been a journey where I've trained with lots of different instructors, lots of Brazilian instructors as well, because that's where samba is from. So that's been a very intense training for me, but I've enjoyed every single moment. It's pushed me sometimes to the brink where I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I moving my feet so fast? This is insane. And also to the point where I'm going, what am I doing? How am I moving my feet so fast? This is incredible. So I've had both those challenges. With the twerk, I joined Twerk After Work. So they're a company based in the UK. Yeah, it's a great company run by Bami. And I trained with them to be an instructor. And then from there, a lot of the journey has just been me improving myself and improving it here and watching different tutorials. But also something that I do a lot is I film myself. And then I watch it back and I will sit there and actually make notes. I like self-critique myself by watching it and think, oh, you can do this, or maybe you could try this position, and the same for samba. When I was learning samba, I would look at it and think, oh, okay, your shoulders are coming up a bit. Maybe next time, remember to bring your shoulders down when you're dancing. And I have notes. I have notes and notes and notes of how I critique myself, because you know how that saying is that you are your worst self-critic, right?
Yes.
But you can also be your best critic, and you can also be your best champion. And you have to really think about how you can do that productively. And for me, it was filming myself and critiquing myself in a really positive way. And start, watching the video and saying, these are all the great things that you've done. These are the areas that you can improve. I would never bash myself and say, oh, this is rubbish. You haven't done this. You could do that. I would always say, this is amazing. Next time, let's try this. And I think having that mentality has really helped me become the person that I am now. And even to the stage where recently I decided to get formal, professional qualification. And that was a challenge in itself. So to get my level 2 gym instructor training, because it felt like going back to school. I had to do coursework. I had to read lots of notes. I had to do a practical assessment, which was 2 days. And again, it was one of those things where I was like, how am I going to balance all of that with the family and life and everything? And my husband was like, because you can, because you want it and you can. And I did it, and I got my qualification, and I'm so proud of myself, because not only do I have the kind of, I would say, like the real life experience of self-motivating myself to get here, but now I have the professional qualification of someone else being able to be like, yeah, you can do this. You're qualified to do this.
Yeah, because I have to say, you're so graceful.
Oh, thank you.
You are so grateful. I'm like, oh my God. Because and so I have a friend who does dance.
Right.
And so long story short, she does dance. And I thought, okay, whatever. Until I saw 2 people dance together.
Right.
And it was the most beautiful definition and movement of the masculine and the feminine.
Yeah.
And it was so beautiful to see that unfold, and that it just resonated with me. I was like, she's in her feminine energy, having fun, enjoying, moving her body, and he is gently guiding her and moving. And it was just, oh, and when I watched you, I noticed, like you're smiling, your posture, your feet are moving real fast. And it's just like everything is just like the shimmers and the shaking.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I, ladies, gentlemen, dance. Dance. Move your body. It is such a, it can be healing.
It's definitely healing. And it also makes you really self-aware as well. Like when you're thinking about your journey, whoever you're thinking about, and you're thinking about your own journey of improvement, you often think about, right, what are the things that I can do in my life to help improve my life? And, you'll say to yourself, right, I'm going to go to the gym. Or you might say to yourself, I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to, wake up earlier. I'm going to do all these things. Add dance on that list. Dance should be on that list, should be in the top 5 of whatever it is that you're doing. Dancing should be in the top 5. And it can be any type of dance. Because as soon as you start moving your body, you're giving yourself permission to just move and be free. And you find so much within that freedom and that movement. And I genuinely think that because I started dance, I could see so many other areas of my life starting to improve. Like especially at work. Like I started dancing, and then all of a sudden at work, I was thinking about how I lead myself in my dance, and how I have made improvements. And I was thinking, how can I bring those elements into my job? And within that second year, so after the first year of dancing, where it really changed me, in that second year, as a team, the team that I was managing, we won like 5 awards in that year. And I was just thinking, this is incredible. So many things for me started to fall into place. And I was able to sort of take that confidence that I had in myself. I was able to hold myself in meetings better because my posture was better. I wasn't shrinking myself, because if I'm not shrinking myself when I'm dancing, why do I need to shrink myself if I'm in a meeting? So the dancing can impact so many areas of your life. And it's so incredible when you see that happening for people. I think for me right now, the joy that I get is seeing that happening for people in my class, seeing it when it clicks in their head, or when they make a mistake and they think, oh, it's all right to make a mistake in this class. Like no one's here to judge me. Like, oh, okay, I'm free. And to just see their mental health improving as well, because that's such a huge part of it. Dancing, improving your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, right? Being able to deal with emotions, being able to regulate emotions, and not having them stored in your hips. As women, we store so much tension in our hips.
Oh, we do. Yes.
It's just all held in our hips. And twerking is one of the best ways to shake out that tension and to get it out and to loosen up that stiffness. So,
and that's scientific. That is scientific. That's why I was so excited for you to do this, because that is I used this meme says, well, I've never drinking a margarita and eating tacos, I've never been sad eating, drinking margaritas and eating tacos. I don't think I've ever seen a sad person dance. You get what I'm saying? Like when you do that, when you move, you are moving energy all throughout your body, and you are happy. You're gonna exude excitement. You know what I'm saying? It's really a scientific thing to be able to move our bodies and enjoy it and have fun and laugh and smile when you're doing it. So that is if you're having any type of depression or whatever, like you said, add dance to the top of your list. Yes. Oh, I just love that. So seeing as though that you dance and you have this great or on the dance floor. Does you and your husband dance? Does he dance? Is he intimidated by dancing with you, or do you guys? How
So
does that work?
So we've always hit the dance floor together. We've
Okay.
always hit the dance floor together, and he's he's my favorite dance partner because he has no rules. There are no rules to his dance. He just does whatever he wants to do. Whereas, but in samba, sometimes in my twerk classes, everything has a structure, and it can be quite. We're going to learn a routine. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But when I'm dancing with Ryan, it's whatever goes. If he's going to spin me, he'll just spin me. So it just comes. And it's it's my favorite time because I'm just lost in that moment, and I just love being in that movement and not having anything else. It's like the world has completely disappeared, and it's just me and him dancing, and we throw all sorts of shapes, and sometimes those moves aren't probably even like real moves. They're just moves that we've made up. We've made them up together, and that is the most important thing. it just it just makes us laugh, and it makes us smile. And he's come to a couple of dance classes with me, to be like, okay, let me try something. He'll never say no to anything. If I say to him, like, babe, let's try this dance. It's for couples. Let's do it. He'll just go, okay, I'll try it. I'll see.
I
And
love
if he
it.
doesn't want it, he'll just be like, you know what? We tried it. It's not for me, but we can try something else. And that's also a really great way to explore as well together.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So you said that samba comes from Brazil, right?
Yes.
So can you share a little bit of the history with samba and twerking?
Yes.
Is there history to it?
So twerking originated in Africa. So from its origins can be traced back to the Mapuka dance from Ivory Coast. And then you've got samba is a blend of the music is kind of the Portuguese instruments, the kind of Portuguese instruments, and also the African drums. And also there's a dance move in Angola called semba, and that's where samba originates from. So you can trace samba all the way back to Africa in Angola, especially. So both dances have African origins. Both dances are so rich in Black culture and Black history. And if you think about if we think about the times when we were as Black people, we were taken from our home countries. We weren't taken by force from our
Yes.
home countries and moved across the world like cargo. The elements that we were able to bring with us was our dance, were the things that kept us connected to our ancestors, to our cultures. And that's such an important part that I think people often tend to forget when they learn new dances and I would say to people, just take the time to maybe dig a little bit deeper about the history of that dance style, because you'll often find that there is a lot of richness and a lot of sometimes pain and sadness in that dance style. But through that pain and sadness comes celebration and light. And that is where samba and twerking comes from, through the struggles of Black slaves taken over, and how they would celebrate and dance with each other in the plantation camps and stuff at night. And that's where a lot of those moves come from. And I would say that they have only really been sexualized by the Western society, right? And I'm bold enough to say it
I'm
because
glad.
because before that, that's not what they were seen like. That's not what they were seen like. And that is also something that I'm really conscious of as a Black woman. Like, I know that instantly when I started twerking, I know that the first thing people are going to say is, oh, it's for the male gaze. You're twerking for because you want men to look at you. You're twerking because, you want it's overly sexual, this, that. No, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
You're putting that opinion. Black women's bodies have been overly sexualized for years. For
Yeah.
years. There is nothing that we can't do without someone telling us that it's too sexual.
Yeah.
There's nothing that we can wear without someone telling us that's too sexual.
Yeah.
So like how can we possibly bring this dance, bring anything that we're doing into this century if people are constantly trying to drag us back,
Yeah.
trying to drag us back to where all that kind of stereotyping and biasness came from. And I'm really trying to change that with my twerk classes. I'm really
Yeah.
trying to change that stereotype and trying to just I want people to see twerking just as movement, the same way they see ballet, the same way
Mm.
they see other dances, and they just think, oh, that's a beautiful way for that person to move their body, and it's a joyful way for that person to move their body.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for twerking to also be in that category.
Yeah.
Like,
Because you it's okay, so like I said, I understood
mm-hmm.
your I understood your what you were doing.
Yeah.
You resonated with me. So I know that you're doing a wonderful job with that misconception,
Yeah.
debunking that misconception
Yeah.
of the movement twerking on the body. I mean, you're doing a really good job because I got it. I understood it. And I was just like,
Oh,
wow,
yeah, I'm
that's
glad.
powerful right there. That's really, really powerful. So we have our time is winding down. And so, do you have any advice for someone who is interested in taking samba or twerking classes? What would
Yeah.
you advise?
So the first thing that I would actually advise is for anyone who hasn't danced or taken a class before, dance more at home, in your kitchen, put on some music and dance and give yourself permission to move. Because if you don't do that already and feel comfortable doing that by yourself, you'll find it really hard when you then try and go into a class with other people to try and do the same thing. So the first step is to almost open yourself up to learn, to make mistakes, to look silly, because from all of that comes growth. And you're not going
Mm-hmm.
to grow if you don't open that door to allow yourself to grow. So that is the first thing that I'm going to say to someone is give yourself permission to make mistakes, to grow, to be silly, to allow your body to jiggle, to allow your body when it stops to keep jiggling, you know, like give yourself, get your mind into that habit of allowing yourself permission to move and not feeling ashamed to move, because that will be the biggest difference before you step into that class, before you
Yeah,
step into any class, is to give yourself permission to move your body and to enjoy moving your body, and to tell yourself that your body is worthy of movement and that you deserve to feel joy when you move your body.
yeah. And so I know that you have a class that you offer
Yeah.
online. So
Yeah.
let the people know how they can contact you for your class.
Oh, so you can find me on Instagram, This Black Woman Can, and you can search for my classes again, thisblackwomancan.com. And I teach twerk classes in London in person, but I also teach them online for my global audience. So you can catch them online. If you can't come live, I send a recording. And my new course starts not next next Sunday. Sunday, my new course starts, and I'm celebrating Black Queens in music. So it's so appropriate, and I'm really looking forward to having that connection, that culture, that Blackness, and just being able to dance and just be joyful with people. So
Uh,
yes, if they come online, thisblackwoman.com, then they can find me.
thisblackwoman.com. I love it. You're absolutely beautiful. I appreciate you gracing
Oh,
us
it's
with your
this black woman
presence.
can,
I'm
thisblackwomancan.com.
sorry, thisblackwomancan.com.
Yeah.
thisblackwomancan.com.
Yeah.
Nana Crawford, dance with Nana, contact her, join the class, move in your kitchen, get
Move in your
jiggling.
kitchen. Yeah.
Get jiggling. Let's move it.
Jiggle in your kitchen every day, all day.
It's really, really important. Get that sacral chakra moving, move that root. Let's get
Shake
moving.
it out. Shake it out.
Let that energy go. I love it. Yeah. Well, you know what? Like I said, I appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to come on Sisters of Leisure, DM me, contact me. Let's talk about your business. Nana, God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.